that we've got. Now, since this year I've taken on the host role, it left a little bit of a hole in our coverage with the TVC-Hocking, but have no fear. Gridiron Glory, here at Gridiron Glory, we believe in the next reporter up mentality, and that next reporter up is TVC-Hocking reporter Duncan Goldberg. Now, Duncan, break down the conference for me this year a little bit.
As you know all too well, Joey P., the TVC-Hocking was stacked with talent last year. Waterford was quite possibly the best team that we have seen in the Hocking since the 2013 state runner-up Trimble Tomcats. And speaking of those Tomcats, they may have not won the Hocking last year, but any other year, they probably would have. With the talent that they had, they were extraordinary. And the same goes for the Southern Tornadoes. If they could have stayed healthy going down the stretch with guys like Blake Johnson and Jalen Blanks, they could have easily been one of the top teams in the conference. But not only was the conference top-heavy, but so was the middle of the pack, with teams like Belpre and Miller. But this is a new year, and with the new season, there may be a bit of a shakeup. Waterford is losing a lot of their primary players, but they are still returning a decent-sized senior class and should have a bit of talent to go along with very good coach Eric McCutcheon. The Trimble Tomcats lost their stud running back Cam Curry, but they're bringing back quarterback Gary Brooks and also a crafty running back in Dominic Pickett. Both Pickett and Brooks should have a lot of time to make plays too this year, as they have a very good offensive line as always. I expect both of these teams to compete for the Hocking crown this year, but I think they will finish third and second in the conference respectively.
All right, so we just talked about Trimble and Waterford, but if you don't think it's either of those two teams that win it, who's it going to be?
Well, I don't know if it's all the hype just getting to me, Joey P., but I'm going to have to say I think it's the Miller Falcons. They have been the talk of the Hocking all summer long, and I just couldn't lay off picking them to win the conference. The Falcons are returning almost everyone besides their starting quarterback, Cole Guile. But after watching his replacement, Colby Bartley, earlier this summer, I feel confident saying they are in good hands. But the main reason why I'm picking the Falcons to win the conference is because of 4-year starter and 3-year captain, Seattle Compton. Compton is a man amongst boys, and in my opinion is the best player in the conference. Compton is the anchor on the defense at the middle linebacker position, and he is also the fullback on the offensive side, creating holes for players like Carson Starlin and Zach Waldrop. And he is also pretty decent at running the football. But even though the hype is there, the Falcons aren't getting cocky. They know that this is foreign territory for them because they haven't won the Hocking since 1999. So they know to tread water carefully.
I mean, you want to have confidence, but you also don't want to get a big head going into it. So we all know what we're capable of doing, and we come to practice every day lifting, busting our butt. That way the potential we have, like we can prove it, so we don't fall flat on our faces, and we don't have a big upset season because we all have big hopes this year.
Now, I know that these guys in Trimble are going to be mad that I just predicted them to not win the conference because they believe that they are going to bring the conference title back to Gloucester. But for the other teams in the conference, it's just added motivation to prove me wrong. For
sure, Duncan, I agree with all that. And you know, sticking with the Trimble trend here that you said at the end of that, there have been some issues out there in Gloucester with their stadium. So tell us what you know about what's going on out there.
Yeah, it hasn't been that great. There was some worry that the Tomcats were not going to get to play in their home stadium this year, but thankfully that will not be the case. After about 80 years of wear and tear, it seems as if the Gloucester Memorial Stadium is going to need some changes as their home bleachers were deemed unsafe. The way that the Tomcats are going to get this season in at home is that they will actually be moving the scoreboard and adding bleachers to where the current scoreboard is right now. This is not the long-term solution, but was the best available option for the stadium and for the team to have their games at home. The ultimate goal is to replace their old bleachers with some new ones, but we will have to wait and see with those plans, as nothing is 100% for certain with that.
Well, hopefully, you know, those seniors get to play at home. It looks like they will this year. You hope for the best for them. Duncan, thanks for the great work, man.